Today I am going to deliver lecture 12 in real analysis. So, topic is theorems of sequence by Dr. Pir Hamdu, Head Department of Mathematics, MBS Government Outside College, Autonomous, Mahabubnagar. Yesterday already we have discussed about the sequence and limit of a sequence, and also we solved some boundaries of sequence, some problems of limit of a sequence. Already we have solved yesterday. Today I am going to prove that theorems of sequence, and also I want to show that limit of sequence and node convergence of sequence. Now I am going to discuss. Okay, what is the limit of sequence? What is a limit of a sequence? Limit of a sequence. Okay. So what is limit of a sequence? Let Sn be a sequence. Why I am going to represent this? For proof this I require this theorem, this definition. That's why I am explaining again. Let Sn be a sequence. And L belonging to R. Sn be a sequence and L belonging to R. A sequence Sn is said to be convergent to L, or we can say that this is convergence of sequence also, or L is said to be limit of sequence Sn if for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists m belonging to z plus, or you can take that n also, natural numbers n. So z plus are the but positive numbers, such that mod Sn minus L is less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to m. So therefore I am taking that Sn less than or equal to greater than, right? Here Sn it implies that it is denoted by lim of Sn equal to L. Lim of Sn equal to L. So which means that we say that L is convergent to Sn convergent to L, or L is said to be limit of sequence Sn, right? Let Sn be a sequence, L belongs to R. L is said to be limit of sequence Sn if for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists m belonging to z plus, such that mod Sn minus L is less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to m, which implies lim of Sn equal to L. Lim of Sn equal to L. That means we say that Sn is convergent to L. Sn is convergent to L. So already we have discussed this about this. Now I am going to that lim of Sn is not equal to L. Limit of the sequence limit of is not equal to L. That means we say if L is not limit of sequence Sn, or Sn is not convergent to L, how can we define? So by using the definition, I want to show that Sn is not convergent. That means I want to try to show that here limit of Sn is not equal to L. Limit of Sn is not equal to L. I want to discuss this. Limit of Sn is not equal to L. That is nothing but what could have modified here, right? So that means our definition is that for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists m belongs to z plus, such that mod Sn minus L is less than epsilon for all n greater than m. That means if I take any epsilon, there exists some epsilon, there exists m belongs to z plus, such that mod Sn minus L is epsilon for all n greater. That means after mth stage, the distance between Sn minus L is less than small and small, which is less than epsilon. So then only say that is a limit of Sn convergent to L. Here I'm taking that lim is not equal to that. For this lim is not equal to L, which means L is not converges to Sn, not converges to L, or L is not limit of Sn, which means there exists some epsilon. For finding that is not converges to, there exists to epsilon greater than 0, such that okay, there exists epsilon for every m. So for every m belonging to Z plus, for every m belongs to Z plus, so such that mod Sn minus L is less than epsilon. Mod Sn minus L is less than epsilon. Okay. So which implies the exists epsilon 0 for all m belongs to Z plus such that mod Sn minus L is less than, sorry, here I want to say that not on this side, mod Sn minus L is greater than epsilon. Mod Sn minus L is greater than epsilon for every, you get either for every n greater equal to, yeah. That means we have to find at least one epsilon. If you take the distance between Sn minus L is less than, greater than epsilon, if you find any epsilon which is mod Sn minus greater than epsilon, so we can show that lim Sn not equal to L. That means Sn is not converges to L, or you can say that L is not limit of sequence Sn. For example, I am taking that. So here I am taking some example. Sn is equal to, I am taking here minus 1 whole power of n. Simply I am taking the sequence. Right? I want to show that this sequence is not converges to 0. I want trying to show that this sequence does not converges to 0. That means that means what I am trying to show is lim minus 1 whole power of n is not equal to 0. Lim minus 1 whole power of minus 1 whole power n is not equal to 0. So that means Sn nothing but here, Sn nothing but this is Sn, L nothing but L equal to 0. Lim of Sn not equal to L, nothing but here I want to consider, you can take that epsilon equal to, you can take that epsilon equal to any value, epsilon equal to, that means here 0.2, okay, smallest value 0.001, or you can take 0.011. Right? This is my epsilon. Okay, I am consider mod Sn minus L, which nothing but mod Sn minus L, nothing but what is Sn here? Minus 1 whole power of L, nothing but 0. So that means what will get here? Minus 1 whole power of modulus of minus 1 whole power of n. So that means subtracting 0. Here minus 1 whole power of n equal to 1, what will get here? Minus n equal to will place. So for, if I substitute any n value, then what will get here? That equal to 1. So this 1 does not less than, which means this is greater than epsilon. Which is greater than epsilon. Epsilon equal to how much here? 0.0. If you take any for every, here for every m belonging to Z plus, for every m in Z plus, then what happen? This is true. Okay, here for all n greater than equal to 10, right? If you take n equal to 1, m equal to 1, 2, 3, this will be true. That means this sequence not converges to L 0 or lim Sn not equal to 0. So this is way we have to do that. So I am explaining again. Limit of sequence Sn will be a sequence, L belongs to R. Sn be a sequence, L belongs to R. L is said to be limit of sequence Sn or Sn converges to L if for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists n belongs to place such that mod Sn minus L is less than epsilon for all n greater than equal to M, which implies lim Sn equal to L. Lim Sn equal not equal to L, which implies what happened? There exists epsilon greater than 0 for every m belongs to place such that mod Sn minus L is greater than epsilon. Here we have to observe here in place of for all we have to put here there exists. In place of there exists we have to put mod, and that definition will be modified. In place of less than we have to put greater than. So this thing we have to modify. So lim Sn not equal to nothing but there exists to epsilon greater than 0 for every m belongs to place such that mod Sn minus L is greater than epsilon for all n greater than equal to M. That means we say L is not limit of Sn or Sn not converges to L. So for example, I am taking this one problem. Sn equal to this, so epsilon equal to 0.01. I want trying to show that this is not converges to 0. That means L is 0 is not limit of this sequence. For that I am considering Sn minus L. Sn nothing but minus 1 over power n. L nothing but 0. So modulus of minus 1 over power n that equal to 1, which is greater than epsilon, that equal to 0.01 for all n greater equal to M. So this way we have to prove the problem. So I want to try to show that limit of not equal to N for every epsilon Sn not equal to L. This is Sn not converges to L or L is not limit of if I only lim Sn not equal to L. That means there exists epsilon greater than 0 for all n belongs to L such that mod Sn minus L less than epsilon for all n greater equal to L. This is the way you have to take it. Minus 1 over power of n. So this is example Sn equal to minus 1 over power of n. For all n belongs to L plus epsilon equal to take 0.01, Sn equal to minus L that equal to minus 1 over power of n minus 0. This is modulus that we will get 1 which is greater than epsilon. Therefore, this is not converges to 0. So theorem. Every convergence sequence has unique limit. This is examination point or entrance point. This is very important. So every convergence sequence has unique limit. Every convergence sequence has a unique limit. Or if Xn converges to, then it has unique limit. If anything convergence, then it has unique limit. Or you may define other way also. If Xn converges to L, then it is unique. If Xn converges to L, then it is unique. This is the way I have to prove that. So I am taking that let Sn be a convergence sequence or Sn converges to L. I am taking this limit. You can take that let Sn converges to L or Sn converges to some other way. Sn converges simply. For the reason I am taking here let Sn converges to L. I am taking that let Sn converges to L. Then we have to show it is unique. Then you have to show that this is unique. I am going to prove this proof of this theorem conductively. If possible, Sn converges to L dash. That means if possible, Sn converges to L dash. Let I am taking my epsilon equal to mod L minus L dash by 2, which is greater than 0. I am taking this is so. Okay, why I am putting mod L minus L dash? Because here we get L dash maybe some positive negative. I don't know about which is bigger, which is greater than. If you put mod of L minus L, if you put mod of then we will get positive only. If you does not put mod, then what happen? It cannot be positive, right? Sometimes it may be negative. See, if L is some 1, L dash is some 2, we will get minus 1 by 2, but it's not positive. That's why I am putting here epsilon is equal to mod L minus L dash by 2 is greater than 0, where L not equal to L dash. What happened here? I am taking this is different from this. L not different from L. So I am taking that this is happen. I am taking that like this. If positive L dash and L not equal to L dash, I am taking here. Let Sn converges to L. what is our definition is that Sn converges to L, which implies lim Sn equal to L. Lim Sn equal to L nothing but for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists M1 belongs to Z plus such that mod Sn minus L is less than epsilon for all n greater than equal to M1. First of all, you have to put M, but I require other thing, that's why I am putting M1 here. So this is definition. Okay. Let Sn converges to L as, which implies lim Sn equal to L as, which implies for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists M2 belongs to Z plus such that mod Sn minus L dash is less than epsilon for all n greater than equal to M2. So that's nothing but M equal to maximum of M1 comma M2. Here I am taking here my small m is maximum of M1 comma M2. I am considering L minus L dash equal to L. Here I am writing adding and subtracting Sn plus my Sn. I am adding and subtracting Sn for all n greater than equal to M. You feel that this is x, this is y. Apply triangle inequality mod x plus y, which is less than or equal to mod Sn minus L plus mod Sn minus L dash for all n greater than equal to M. Okay, by triangle inequality. From 1 and 2, here 1 nothing but, okay, this is 1, you can do like this is 1, this is 2. So from 1 and 2, Sn minus L is less than epsilon, Sn minus L dash also less than epsilon from 1 and 2, that equation definitions, right? Epsilon plus epsilon equal to what happened? 2 epsilon. Epsilon is nothing but L minus L dash by 2, that means 2 can cancel out, we will get this. Or you can get 2 epsilon equal to L minus epsilon. Already you know that epsilon equal to mod L minus L dash by 2. So that way 2 epsilon equal to this will get. I consider here L minus L dash, here I got L minus epsilon, which is less than, which implies L minus L dash is less than mod L minus L dash. So if it is possible, this is a positive number, this is also positive number, a number which is not less than that number only. If I take 1 here, 1 does not less than 1, either may equal only, right? So that means this thing happened, which is contradiction. Our supposition is wrong. Therefore, Sn converges to unique limit L, hence proved theorem. So we have assumed that Sn is converges to two other different limit L dash. That means we have already assumed that L is equal to L not equal to L dash. So that's why both are same. Therefore, L is equal to L. Hence proved the theorem. So, right. Other theorem. Every convergent sequence is bounded. Let Sn is converged to L. Okay. So this definition is very important. Why? Because I am using only definition. So definition is very important for proving theorem. Let Sn is converged to L, which implies lim Sn equal to L. Which implies for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists M belongs to Z place such that mod Sn minus L is less than epsilon for all n greater than equal to M. Which implies for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists M belongs to Z place such that mod, here this can be written as mod x less than a nothing but minus a less than x less than a. That means here in place of Sn minus what we have here, Sn minus L less than epsilon. That means it has minus epsilon, Sn minus L less than epsilon. After that we add both in the equality, then what you will get here, L minus epsilon less than Sn less than L plus epsilon for all n greater than equal to M. I am taking that K1 is equal to maximum of S1 S2 dash Sn minus 1 comma L plus epsilon. I am taking that up to, I know that up to Sn minus 1, I know that I don't know about this term. So what I am taking here, so Sn lies between L plus epsilon and L minus epsilon when for all n greater than equal to M1. So this is true for after in this case only. I don't know about the previous. Why? Because if n is less than or equal to m minus 1, up to this stage I don't know. So that means after n greater than m only this inequality true. I don't know about the other things. So maybe in those terms maybe some bigger, right? That's why I'm taking that k1 is equal to maximum of here I'm taking that so either s1 bigger, s2 bigger. That's why I'm taking that k1 is equal to maximum of s1, s2, sm minus l plus epsilon here. K2 is minimum of s1, s2, sm minus 1 plus l minus epsilon. I know this after integration loop. Before term I don't know that about me. So maybe k1 minimum, s1 minimum, s2 minimum. That's why I'm taking that minimum of this term and l minus epsilon. Maximum of these terms of l plus epsilon taking that. Which implies there exists k1 comma k2 belongs to R such that k2 less than Sn less than k1 for all n greater than equal to m. Here there exists k1 comma k2 belongs to R such that k2 less than Sn less than k1 for all n greater than equal to m or z plus. So okay that which implies Sn is bounded. That means here this is lower bound, this is upper bound, or you can say that is supremum, this is infimum, this is supremum. Therefore Sn is bounded. Hence fourth theorem. Sn converges to I have shown that every Canonical sequence is bounded. First of all, what he did here, I am taking that Sn is converges to L. So from this I am taking this definition. I proved that Sn is bounded. Converse of above theorem need not be true. That means every bounded sequence need not be converges. Converse of above theorem need not be true. I am taking here minus 1 whole power of n. Sn equal to what happened? Minus 1 whole power. Range of the sequence is minus 1 will come, right? So Sn equal to 1 and Sn equal to 1. So Sn is bounded. This Sn is bounded. But I want to show this is not converges. Epsilon equal I am taking 1 by 2. Sn equal to L minus that means minus 1 whole power n minus 1 which is greater than if I have a triangle equal what happened here? Apply triangle equality, the maximum value will be get the modulus here. Sometimes we will get minus, sometimes we will get plus. The minus value will be get minus. That means the modulus of this will be 2. This is greater than 1 by 2. So therefore Sn is not converges. Okay. Find m belongs to z plus such that mod 2n minus n plus 3 minus 2 is less than 1 by 5 for all n greater equal to m. Okay, find m belongs to z plus such that, right? Here you have given Sn equal to this, L equal to this, epsilon equal to this. By using definition, I want to find m. Epsilon equal to what here? 1 by pi. Sn equal to what here? 2n plus 3. L equal to. So I am else I will do LCM here. So we'll get this is minus 6 by n plus 3. Which implies so this mod of if you put mod less than what happens 6 by n plus 3. That means this is less than this is less than epsilon. I am using this inequality 6 by n plus 3 that is less than 5. Which implies what happened here n plus 3 by 6 is greater than epsilon. Why? Because if I reciprocally then what happened n plus 3 by 6 is greater than f5. Which implies n plus 3 is greater than 30, n is greater than 27. But he has to find n greater than equal to m. N is greater than 27. If I put 28, n is greater than equal to 28. So m is equal to 28 we have found. Similarly, I found find m belongs to z plus such that minus 1 power n by 2n equal to 0 is less than 1 by 10 for all n greater equal to m. Epsilon equal to here 1 by 10. Epsilon I am considering this minus 1 whole power of n by 2n minus 0. So this is less than what happened minus 1 whole power nothing but 1 only, that is 1 by 2n is less than 2n. N equal to 10. N is 10 by 5. N is greater than 5. But he has to find n greater equal to m. M is equal to 6. Tail of a sequence. Let Sn equal to Sn1, S2 dash Sn, comma Sn plus 1. Dash Sn, right? I am taking this is sequence. Be a sequence and m belonging to z plus or m belongs to m. Whatever you can take that. Then the terms Sn plus 1, Sn plus 2, dash Sn is called that is denoted by Sm plus n such that n belongs to n is called mth tail of a sequence. That means these terms, this is sequence. Here Sn plus 1, Sn up to after these terms, so I am writing one side. This is called tail of a sequence or mth tail of a sequence. Here I am writing Sn equal to n, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth tail nothing but 6, 7, 8, 9, that is equal to 5 plus n. 24 tail nothing but 25, 26, 27, that is 24 plus 1. N into n plus 1 tail is equal to 2, 6, 2, right? That is equal to n into n plus 1. Okay, right? You can take that first tail here 2, 6. You can put here values here. We'll get that thing, right? That means After that term, we can write one side that is called tail of the sequence. Right. Note. Sn converges if I know the mth tail of the sequence also converges. If Sn converges, the mth tail sequence is also converges. This is required for proving some theorems I mentioned here. Sn converges if I know the mth tail sequence converges. Algebra of a sequence or limit theorems. Algebra of sequence or limit theorems. Theorem 1. Lim Sn equal to S if and only lim mod Sn minus S is equal to 0. Lim Sn equal to S if and only lim Sn minus S is equal to 0. So I want to show that lim Sn equal to S. Nothing but what I am writing here definition is for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists n plus that mod Sn minus S is less than epsilon for all n greater than this. Here what I am doing here mod Sn minus S minus 0 is less than epsilon for all n greater than same problem, right? I am taking this as Sn, nothing but lim mod Sn minus S is equal to 0 and stored theorem. Very simple. Writing Sn equal to S, this definition, just I am modifying here, in place of Sn I am taking Sn minus S minus 0. So it is nothing but lim Sn equal to Sn minus S equal to 0. So theorem proved. Theorem. Lim Sn equal to 0 if and only lim mod Sn equal to 0. Lim Sn is 0 if and only lim mod Sn equal to 0. Let lim Sn equal to 0, which implies for every epsilon is 0, there exists epsilon z place such that mod Sn minus 0 is less than epsilon for all n greater equal to, which implies for every epsilon greater than 0, there exists epsilon z place such that mod Sn minus 0 is less than epsilon for all n greater equal to m. Just I am putting here mod Sn minus 1. Okay, that is mod of here, this mod missing, mod Sn minus 0. Right? Why? Because here mod Sn is less than epsilon, that is positive value. Again I am putting mod Sn minus 0. That means mod Sn minus 0 also same value. It cannot be changes, which implies lim of mod Sn equal to 0. Lim of mod Sn equal to 0. Here only one term, lim Sn equal to 0, lim of mod Sn equal to 0. Okay. If lim Sn equal to S, then lim of mod Sn equal to mod S. If lim Sn equal to S, then lim of mod Sn equal to S. That means already we just now proved that lim Sn equal to S, right? I am taking that let lim Sn equal to S. Lim Sn equal to S, not 0 here. Lim Sn equal to S, which nothing but for every epsilon is 0, there exists epsilon z plus such that mod Sn minus S is less than epsilon for all n greater equal to 0. So this is definition of lim Sn equal to S. I am considering mod Sn minus S. Okay. So which is less than or equal to what happened? Mod Sn minus S is less than epsilon for all n greater than n. Mod of Sn minus mod S is less than or equal to mod Sn minus S. You can observe quickly, right? Okay. So for all n greater equal to, which implies for every epsilon is 0, there exists epsilon z plus such that mod Sn minus S is less than epsilon for all n greater equal to n. By using this is less than this is nothing but less than epsilon. This is also less than epsilon, which implies what happened here? Mod Sn equal to mod S. Okay. Here mod Sn is less than equal quickly for this. So I am writing here mod X minus is less than equal to mod S minus S according to properties of modulus. Here mod X nothing but 2, 3 you can take that 2 plus 3 that equal to 1. Quickly observe here 2 plus 3. This is nothing but minus 1 1. This is nothing but 5. So this inequality is always 2. Converse of above theorem need not be true. That means lim of mod Sn is not equal to mod S. Lim of mod Sn equal to S, then need not be lim of Sn equal to S. So that means if it is lim of mod Sn is mod S, then lim of Sn need not be there. For example, I am taking that minus 1 whole power of n, Sn equal to minus 1 whole power of m. Lim mod Sn equal to what happened here? Lim minus 1 whole power m that equal to lim 1 that equal to 1. Lim mod Sn equal to 1. But minus 1 whole power n is not exist. Lim of this not exist. Already we have proved problems previously today class. Lim mod Sn equal to 1, but lim minus 1 whole power is not exist. This is not exist. That's why Converse is not there. Theorem. Let Sn comma Tn are to be sequence. If lim Sn equal to S and lim Tn equal to T, then lim Sn plus Tn equal to S plus T. If Sn comma converges to T and Sn converges to S and Tn converges to T, then lim Sn plus converges to L S plus T. Let I'm taking that Sn comma Tn are two sequences. Lim Sn equal to L. This definition is for all epsilon equal to 0, their existence belongs to lim Sn equal to nothing but their existence M1 belongs to such that mod Sn minus S is less than epsilon by 2 for all n equal to M1, that is equal to 1. Lim Tn equal to nothing but for all epsilon equal to 0, their existence M2 belongs to such that mod Tn minus T is less than epsilon by 2 for all n equal to M2 equal to. Here I am taking that M is equal to maximum of M1 comma. That means sometimes it is greater than some value, this is greater than some value. If I take that maximum value, so both will be less than epsilon. That is why I am taking that here M is equal to maximum of M1 comma M2. Consider Sn plus Tn minus S plus T, that equal to Sn minus S Tn. I am talking this. So I am using modulus, that what happened, my Sn minus S T, right? This is x, this is by observing this is a triangle, apply triangle, what happened here, mod Sn minus S plus mod Tn minus T. This is less than epsilon by 2, this is less than epsilon by 2, that is equal to less than epsilon. For all epsilon greater than 0, there exists m length z such that mod Sn minus plus T, mod S plus T is less than epsilon for all n greater equal to m, which implies lim of Sn plus Tn equal to S plus T. Again theorem. If Sn greater than 0 for all n belongs to z plus and lim Sn equal to S, then lim of root Sn equal to root S. Let I am taking that lim Sn equal to S, so I want to show that lim root Sn equal to S. If S greater than 0, what happened, lim Sn equal to L. So if I am taking that if S greater than 0, for all epsilon greater than 0, there exists m belongs to z plus such that mod Sn minus S is less than root S for all epsilon greater than equal to m. I am taking that this is smallest value. In place epsilon, I am taking that this value. Here epsilon is but root S. Epsilon is but root F. So here this is epsilon, root epsilon. So I am considering this. Consider root Sn minus S. So I am rationalizing this root Sn minus S into root Sn plus n. This will okay. I am divide multiply by this term. If I multiply by what is Sn minus S, so that equal by root Sn plus root S, which is less than Sn minus S by root S. Because this is this is less than root S, that equal to I am taking that Sn minus S by root S. Can apply here. Root Sn plus root Sn greater than epsilon root S, so 1 by root Sn plus root S is less than 1 by root S. You can quickly observe that this term is less than this 1 by root. Why? Because 1 by 2 plus 3 is less than 1 by 2. 1 by 6 is less than 1 by 2. 1 by 6 is nothing but. Okay, that's why I am like this is bigger number. I am writing this is less than 1 by root S. I am writing this. So keep it in mind here. Root Sn minus S root S by this. Mod of root Sn minus root S is less than equal to mod root Sn minus S by root S is less than root S plus epsilon by root S. Root S cancel as epsilon. Here my here Sn is greater than, therefore S also greater than here. So that's why root S is greater than. If it is negative, it cannot be exist complex number. That's why root S is positive. So which means here I am less than consider S, so S is positive. I got this. So from this I am shown here mod root Sn minus S is less than epsilon, which implies for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists m length z such that mod root Sn minus S is less than epsilon for all n greater than epsilon. Which implies what happened here? This is less than epsilon, which implies root Sn equal to root S. Above theorem stated also as follows, right? Above theorem stated as also. Sn comma Tn comma S equals to sequence Sn is comma to S, Tn comma to T, then Sn plus Tn is comma to S plus T. Okay. Sn and Tn to sequence. If Sn comma to S and Tn comma to T, then Sn minus Tn comma to Sn minus Tn comma to S minus T. Okay. So this theorem I not prove, can prove your own. Every constant sequence is converges. Every constant sequence is converges. What is constant sequence? Sn is equal to Sn is defined as constant sequence, right? Sn equal to is defined by constant sequence, right? Lim Sn equal to lim C. So Sn nothing but C, that equal to C. Lim C equal to C. Therefore C converges to C. That means every constant sequence is converges to C. That means so I am making that let epsilon is 0 mod Sn minus C. So Sn nothing but C, C minus C. that is 0 which is less than epsilon. This is less than epsilon if I take any value. Therefore, which implies what is the for every epsilon 0, there exists in the such that mod Sn minus c is less than epsilon for all n greater than 10. Lim Sn equal to c. Therefore, possible constant sequence is converges. Theorem. If lim Sn equal to L and c not equal to 0, then lim of Csn equal to Cl. If lim Sn equal to L, c not equal to 0, then lim Csn equal to Cl. Put lim Sn equal to L, which implies for every epsilon is 0, there exists epsilon z place such that mod Sn minus L is less than epsilon by mod c. I am taking this is right. In place epsilon, I am taking that this value is less than epsilon by root mod c. I am taking like this. Why I am taking? I want to get this proof right. That's why I am taking epsilon by root c for all n greater than 10. Equation 1. I am considering that Csn minus Cl that equal to mod c times of Sn minus that equal to mod c Sn. Here mod Sn minus L is already we know that which is less than epsilon by root mod c that equal to mod c you will get that epsilon. Which implies what happen for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists epsilon z place such that mod Sn minus Cl is less than epsilon, mod Csn minus Cl is less than epsilon for all n greater than 10, which implies lim of Csn is equal to Cl. Okay. Another theorem. Let Sn converges to 0 and Tn be bounded, then Sn Tn is converges to 0. Let Sn converge to 0 and Tn be bounded, then Sn Tn is converges to 0. Or lim Sn equal to 0 and Tn is bounded, then lim Sn Tn equal to 0. Proof. Sn comma Tn are two convergence sequence. Sn is bounded, which implies there exists k not equal to 0 belongs to R such that mod Tn is less than epsilon for all n belonging to mod Tn is bounded nothing but less than k for all epsilon for all n belongs to n. And Sn minus 0, which implies what we are here bounded Sn bound Tn bounded nothing but mod Tn is less than k. Here k is missing here, k for all n belonging to n. So I am taking this one. Sn minus 0 nothing but lim Sn equal to 0, which implies for all epsilon greater than 0 there exists epsilon z place such that mod Sn minus 0 is less than epsilon by k for all n greater equal to m. Consider mod Sn minus t 0. So I am taking that mod Sn minus Tn is less than equal to you can write mod Sn mod Tn, which is less than equal to, already we know that Tn less than equal to k mod Sn. Already we know that mod Sn is less than epsilon by k. K cancel out, epsilon will get right. That means for every epsilon greater than 0 there exists epsilon z place such that mod Sn minus Tn is less than mod Sn minus Tn is less than epsilon for all n greater equal to m. Therefore lim Sn Tn equal to 0, or you can say that Sn Tn converges to 0. Another theorem. Let Sn comma Tn are to be sequence. So if Sn converges to S and Tn converges to T, then Sn Tn converges to St. Or you can take that let Sn comma Tn are to be sequence. If Sn lim Sn equal to L and lim Tn equal to T, then lim Sn Tn equal to St. Let Sn comma Tn are two sequences. Sn converges to S. Tn is Sn converges to S, and with already we know that if Sn converges to S, so I know that Sn is bounded by because every convergence sequence is bounded. I am taking I require some proof theorem. Tn converges to T nothing but Tn is bounded. Why? Because every convergence sequence is bounded. Let I am taking that lim Sn equal to S, which implies what happened just now already proved theorem. Lim Sn equal to S implies lim mod Sn lim of Sn minus S equal to 0. And Tn is bounded by previous theorem. What you know that lim of Tn into Sn minus S equal to 0. Just now proved that lim Sn equal to 0 and Tn is bounded, then lim of Sn Tn equal to 0. Just now we proved this theorem here. Tn bounded, Sn is 0, then lim Sn Tn equal to 0. Just now proved. Here I am taking that lim Sn equal to S, lim Sn minus equal to 0. That means Sn minus equal to 0, lim of this equal to 0 and Tn is bounded. Then what we observe here, lim of Tn into Sn minus S equal to 0. This is I am putting one. Let I am taking Tn is equal to T, lim of Tn minus T equal to 0 and S belongs to R. By previous theorem I'm saying that C belongs to R, limit S equal, right? This is 0, S belongs to R, then what happened? So C, this is bounded, right? S belongs to get A, they bounded S into T n minus 0 equal to 0. Okay, this is true. So this is I'm putting 1 and this is putting on 2. I'm considering limma of Sn minus Tn minus St. Limma of Sn minus Tn minus Tsn, I'm adding subtracting Tsn plus Tsn. This is adding this Tsn, right? Adding subtracting, right? From these two, I'm taking here Tn is common out. Tn times of Sn minus S limma. From these two, I'm taking common out S into Tn minus T. Already we know that lim Sn plus T equal to lim Sn plus lim Tn. Here in place of Sn, what we have here? Tn times of Sn minus S. Here S into Tn times of Tn minus 1. If I have lim of this plus lim of this. From 1 we know that this is equal to 0. From 2 we know that this is equal to 0. 0 plus 0. That means lim Sn Tn minus St equal to 0, which implies already we know that lim Sn minus S is 0. If I only lim Sn equal to 0, so that's why here lim Sn Tn equal to St, which implies lim Stn equal to St. Therefore Sn Tn converges to S. Sn be a sequence of non-zero real numbers, that is Sn not equal to 0 for all n belongs to n. If Sn converges to S, then 1 by Sn converges to 1 by S. Or you can say that let Sn be a sequence of non-zero real numbers, that is Sn not equal to 0 for all n belongs to n. If Sn converges to S, then one limma of 1 by Sn equal to 1 by S. Proof. Let Sn be a sequence of non-zero real numbers, that is Sn is not equal to 0 for all n belongs to n. Sn converges to S is nothing but lim Sn equal to S. This S is not equal to 0. By the Sn not equal to 0, lim Sn also is also not equal to 0. Which implies there exists m belongs to n place such that mod Sn minus is less than root epsilon. Why? Because I'm taking that limit definition. So I'm here in place epsilon, taking that epsilon equal to, for every epsilon equal to the here root S by S2, I'm taking epsilon equal to this. For every root epsilon by 2, there exists m belongs to n such that mod Sn minus S is less than root epsilon by 2. Which implies what happened here? I'm taking that mod Sn minus S is less than root epsilon by 2 for all n greater than 10. Which implies mod S minus Sn is equal to mod Sn minus S. Nothing will happen. Which is greater than equal to mod S minus mod Sn. So this is okay, by using properties of modulus. Which implies what happened? Mod Sn mod S minus mod Sn is less than or equal to mod Sn minus S is less than root epsilon. Why? Because already we know that mod Sn minus S is less than root epsilon, right? This is less than root epsilon by 2. Which implies mod S minus mod Sn is less than root epsilon by 2. Here putting here mod S is less than mod S minus 2 minus mod S. Adding both sides here mod S, or subtracting both sides. Which implies what I mean here, mod Sn is less than mod S by 3. But here mod S by 2 minus mod S equal to mod S by 2. Which implies what happens if if I multiply both sides minus, then we will get mod Sn is greater than mod S by 2. Which implies 1 by mod Sn is less than 1 by mod S by 2 or 2 by mod S, whatever happen. This is I am taking 1. Let I am taking limma of Sn equal to S. So for every epsilon by 0, there exists m belongs to place so that mod Sn minus S is less than epsilon into mod S by 2 for all. I am taking this is the way. So definition in place epsilon I am taking here. Okay, I want to consider this mod Sn minus is less than this value I am considering. Okay, you can take any value for getting proof. So that's why this is epsilon. This value is less than this thing I am taking. Consider mod Sn minus mod S, which nothing but S minus S by Sn minus S. We have considered that mod 1 by Sn minus 1 by S, that equal to S minus Sn by Sn minus S, Sn into S. Here I am rewriting this mod Sn minus S by mod Sn mod Sn. Nothing will happen, right? The above value mod Sn minus S is less than epsilon by mod S. Okay, by 2. Sn minus S Yeah, oh, I'm here taking epsilon by mod Sn by 2 whole square I'm taking here. That's why here epsilon by mod Sn by 2 whole square. Why? Because I required proof, that's why I'm writing here. So mod Sn nothing but is less than already, you know that 1 by mod Sn is less than equal to mod S by 2. From 1, I think that 1 by mod Sn is less than 1 by mod S by 2. This is right. Here mod S by 2. What happened mod S whole square by 2 is this cancel out. Here will be mod S square by 2. The numerator also mod S square by 2. This is cancel out. That's why I am taking here mod S by 2 on the side, which is called less than epsilon, which is equal to epsilon. Which implies what happened here? For every epsilon greater than 0, there exists epsilon z places that 1 by mod Sn minus S is less than epsilon for all numerical time, which implies lim Sn equal to 1 by Sn, which implies 1 by Sn equal to 1 by Sn. So quickly I am repeating this. So Sn converges to non-zero real number, that is Sn not equal to 0. Sn converges to S, which implies lim Sn is equal to S, which is not equal to 0. So I am considering mod Sn minus is less than 1 by root Sn. Here what I am taking that by this is less than epsilon by 2. I consider this value mod S minus is greater than or equal to mod S minus, which is less than, I know that root epsilon, which is less than or equal to what happened from this root epsilon by 2. From this I got here mod Sn is greater than or equal to 1 by Sn. From this I got 1 by mod Sn is less than 1 by mod S by 2. This is 1. Let lim Sn equal to nothing but I am taking this, I am considering this one my by why I am considering this is for getting proof. I am considering this value is less than this value, mod Sn minus is less than this I am taking it. So let I am considering this mod minus N. From this I got here this nothing but epsilon by root S whole square. This nothing but 1 by mod S by 2 into mod Sn. Mod S whole square by 2 and mod S whole square by 2 both are cancelled out, that is equal to epsilon, which implies for every epsilon and 0 there exists epsilon z place such that 1 by mod Sn minus mod y S is less than epsilon for all n greater equal to m, which implies lim 1 by S equal to S, 1 by Sn equal to 1 by S. That means the sequence 1 by S converges to 1 by S. Theorem. Let Sn be a sequence and Tn be a sequence of non-zero real numbers and Sn converges to S and Tn converges to T, then T not equal to 0, then Sn by Tn converges to S by T. Sn be a sequence and Tn be a sequence of non-zero real numbers and Sn converges to S, Tn converges to T, then T not equal to 0, then Sn by Tn converges to S by T. Or you can take that Sn comma Tn are by 2 sequences and Tn not equal to 0 for all n plus n. If Sn converges to S, Tn converges to T, then lim Sn by Tn equal to S by T. Okay. Proof. Sn comma Tn are by 2 sequences and Tn not equal to 0 for all n plus n. Let Sn converge to S and lim Sn equal to S, nothing but. Which implies what happened? Lim Tn converges to T and Tn not equal to 0. By previous theorem, what we know here? Lim Tn equal to T and Tn not equal to 0. Which implies lim of 1 by Tn equal to 1 by 2 by previous theorem. I know that lim Sn equal to S, so lim Sn equal to S and lim Tn equal to 1, which implies lim Sn equal to Tn equal to what happened? Sn to T. By previous theorem, already proved that Sn converges to S, Tn converges to T, which implies lim Sn T converges to St. That's why by using the previous theorem, I show that lim Sn by Tn converges to S by T. Therefore, the sequence Sn by Tn is converged to S by T. So, hence proved theorem, right? So, this is the end the lectures about the theorem already proved, right? So, just now we have to discuss some main theorem, uniqueness of sequence, uniqueness of sequence, and boundedness of sequence theorem, and algebra of sequence, right? These are the major theorems and these are important theorems of limits. This is covered for in examination point as well as in interest type also. Okay, so thank you for watching this lecture. Okay, thank you one and all for watching this lecture.